Aloha and welcome back to Come Together Yoga with Victoria with Come Together Wellness. Thanks for coming back and joining me for another 15-minute episode of this mini series. Today we're going to focus on opening up the front of the body. This is extremely beneficial if you sit a lot, whatever it is that you do, but just sitting a lot during the day, the front of the body needs to get stretched and open up. If you are happy with my episodes thus far, I hope that you subscribe to my channel, give me a huge thumbs up, and turn on your notifications for future events, episodes, and updates. I also invite you to check out my website at cometogetherwellness.com and feel free to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Come Together Wellness. Let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to start on the hands and the knees here in table pose, tabletop pose. And then curl the toes under, and let's start off in downward facing dog. So just a big stretch through the spine as you push down and forward into your hands. Let your head come back inside your arms. You don't have to straighten your legs, so the modification looks like this. Knees are bent. We're going to push the belly back towards your thighs and focus on opening up to your chest. Don't forget to breathe your Ujjayi breath as we practice. Yoga is yoga because of the breath. The breath is what takes us deeper into the poses, into the body. So allow the breath to be the master of your whole practice. 2 more breaths here. Relax your head and your neck, your jaw, and then we'll slowly come down onto your knees. I have some props that we're going to use today, and you can look at suggestions of props on my website. So we're going to start off nice and easy using a bolster. So you can also use a pillow. Bolsters are more firm, but you're welcome to use pillow or pillows to help you here. So there's many different ways to get into this next pose designed to open up the whole front of the body. So you're going to come sit up onto your bolster or your pillows. You can also use blocks, but we're starting off with a bolster first. And you're going to lay back. So you want to make sure that your glutes and from your mid back down are on the bolster or your pillows. So this is a nice, easy variation, easily accessible for everyone to do. So just see how this feels, opening up your arms. So this is option 1. Option 2 is you can grab a block, a cork block. Blocks have 3 levels. This is the first level, second level, and then the third tallest level. So if you would like to take this a little bit deeper, you're going to lift up the bolster and you can slide a block underneath your sacrum, which is the bone that connects your glutes to your lower back. So here, resting onto the block, you can take it up really high here to really open up deeper into the belly and into the psoas here. The psoas is the muscle that connects from underneath your hip bones all the way up into your side body, into your ribs. Wherever you are, whether it's a bolster, a pillow, a block, you're going to lift your glutes up and tilt your pelvis. So when you tilt your pelvis, lifting the pubic bone up towards your chest, we elongate the lower back, taking as much curve out of the lower back here so that you can open up more through the heart and the chest. This also keeps your lower back safe and protected when you do that. So then you'll let the glutes and the lower back come down and rest. And then we'll just begin to extend one leg forward and see how that feels. Make sure there's not any pain that has incurred in the lower back here. If so, just kind of soften the knee. You can still keep it forward, or maybe just keeping the knees bent today is perfect enough in this supported bridge pose. To further open, you can reach your arms up over your head. Let's take 4 breaths here together. Slowly slide the foot in and let's extend the other leg out. The higher your hips, the deeper this goes into the psoas, opening up through the belly and down through the quads, your thighs. So this area gets shortened from sitting all day long. Really important to stretch all this out. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Let's take 3 more breaths together. And as I guide you through these poses in all the series, you're welcome to stay longer. Pause the video and come back. I'm just offering you some short, sweet practices for those of you that say that you don't have time, you can't make time, more time. This is something to just help you for a quick little release. Something is better than nothing. So then we'll extend both legs forward. Again, make sure you do not feel any type of pain in the lower back area. So if you do, you can simply rebend the knees, place both feet flat, try scooping the tailbone again and laying it back down and see if that feels better. If not, then lower your block 1 level. I love this pose. I love to hang out in this pose for about 10 minutes on some days where I am sitting a lot. Big, deep belly breaths. And we'll now place both feet flat, knees up, and let's release the hips all the way down. Open your feet up as wide as your mat, or wider than your hips if you don't have a mat. And let's just inhale, lower the knees over to one side, exhale over to the other, windshield wipers in the legs. So inhale one side, exhale over to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Hug your knees into your chest and take a few rock and rolls, coming all the way up. Good. Come back onto your hands and your knees. We're going to start off by stepping the left foot forward to the front left corner of your mat. Slide the right leg way back. Bring your hands up onto your left thigh. Push into your thigh and open up your heart towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and just allow your hips to fall forward. You can just stay here, opening up through that front right thigh, all the way up through the psoas, up through the belly, the chest. You can inhale, reach your arms all the way up if you feel like adding more. And then to further open, you can reach your hands back. If you can't reach your hands, you can grab onto opposite elbow or forearm. You can also interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and lift your arms away from your back leg. Just remember to keep the hips forward instead of back here. We're opening up to the front of the body here just by sinking the hips forward. Opening up through the chest as we reach back onto the back of the arms or hands, and let's slowly release. Both hands come down. So let's bring the left hand inside your left foot and just let that left knee open out to the side. Just allow the left toes to lift up off of the ground here and just rest on the pinky toe edge of your foot. Allow the right hip to relax. Let your breath come all the way down into your body as you breathe. And now let's swing that left leg back or pull it back, and we'll step the right foot to the front right corner of your mat. Both hands are on the inside of the right foot or on on the inside of the right foot. Just allowing the left hip to sink forward. If you want to go deeper here, the further you move your left knee back, away from the front of your mat, away from your hands, the deeper it's going to stretch here into your quad, up into the psoas, into the hip flexors. Hands come up nice and slow onto your right thigh. If you fall out of the pose, I hope that you laugh, take it easy, and come back up into the pose. Allow your hips to relax. Use your hands here to lift your chest up. The same thing that you did when we were resting on the block and the bolster here. Make sure that you're kind of tucking your tailbone down so that we take this arch out of the lower back as much as possible. You don't want to jam your lower back forward into the belly. Lift your chest up towards your chin. If you want to here, get longer, reach the arms all the way up. And if you want to add more, reach your hands back, grabbing onto your elbows, forearms, wrists, or interlacing your fingers. If you interlaced your fingers on the other side, take the opposite grip here. So other pinky finger, other thumb on top. Balance by hugging in towards your center. Breathe and find a focal point, a drishti or gaze, something to look at. Breathe in and find more space. Create more space with your inhale. Exhale, soften into that space. Let's slowly take the hands back down, and we're going to step that right knee back. Good. From here, just sit onto your heels. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. I'm going to face you now. Let's take your left hand to your right wrist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, up and over to the left. Look up underneath your right elbow. Lean back a little bit here. Breathe into your front side body. And then back to center. Nice. Take your right hand to your left wrist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull your arm up and over your head. Look over to the left, maybe up underneath your right elbow towards the ceiling. It's okay if you can't do that. You can look at the ground, then look at the wall. Little baby steps, breath by breath. We go deeper into the pose, essentially going deeper into your body. Release the arms down, hands come to the heart. Okay, one more pose I will leave you with to open up the front of the body. Hero's pose, or also known as saddle pose. So you can sit on your heels, keep both knees forward, or open your knees out. Another variation, which is more challenging, a little bit more advanced, is your knees together, feet open out. You'll take your hands to your calves and move your muscle out of the way as you zigzag your way down inside of your feet. You are also welcome to sit on a block. From here, you can bring your bolster with you, pillows back behind you. We're going to begin to walk the hands back and just push into your hands at first to squeeze your shoulder blades, lift up through the heart, gaze down at your belly. So we're going to lift the glutes, scoop your tailbone, and then set your glutes back down onto your block or all the way onto the ground. If this is too much for you, then just sitting like this is perfectly fine. Maybe even just going back a little bit. Eventually we come down onto the forearms, onto the elbows. You can bring your hands to your feet. You can rest your head back, and maybe the upper back comes down onto your pillows or bolster. You want to go deeper, reach your arms all the way up over your head, resting on your bolster or pillow. For those of you that are very flexible and open, come all the way down onto the ground. You don't need a bolster or a pillow. So I used to be able to do that, not so much as I've been aging and sitting lately, sitting more often lately, helping my daughter with homeschool and doing lots of research. So studying requires sitting, learning, but gratefully, we all can still move our bodies as we learn how to breathe more deeply, learn how to take better care of ourselves. So you can slowly begin to come up the same way you went down, nice and slow. Let's end it by coming back up into another downward facing dog. You can just do it around your props. Imagine yourself getting taller here as you push down and forward into your hands. Fresh blood flows into the knee creases, which helps keep your joints healthy and supple. Deep, full breath in and out. Let's come down onto the hands and the knees. Thank you so much. Thank you and thank yourself for taking the time out of your day, out of your busy schedule, to do something kind and loving for yourself. In Hawaii, we call this me lama, tending to and taking care of yourself, maybe tending and taking care of others. So when we take care of ourselves, essentially we take care of those around us. Hands come to the heart. We end every practice with the word namaste. So before I say namaste, I say mahalo, which is thank you in Hawaiian. As we bow the head in, we say together namaste.